Hello, and welcome to the Battleship Brawl Companion. I'm Evil Frazergan, and this episode I'll be reviewing the Unknown Delta by Urban Liner. As its name implies, this ship is in the shape of a triangle, with a bunch of guns on top, making it look quite a bit like a Star Destroyer from Star Wars. Perhaps were it not for these red tray handle looking things on the back of it. Now these do contain ammo boxes, so they will be a prime target, and AIs, so they will be a prime target for aim point equipped ships. Let's fire the engines up. So this delta shape is very streamlined from the depths terms until the recent advent of wedge blocks, which weren't available when the turning entries were submitted. These 4-meter corners were the lowest drag blocks in the game. So we've got an extremely streamlined ship, so even though we're not using a gigantic amount of power, and we've got a decent amount of propellers, but the amount of power used isn't, I mean, it's just over 1,000. We're making a quite good speed of nearly 20 meters per second. Yaw rate is about 4 degrees per second, slightly below average, but not too shabby. Although a lot of it depends on the roll state of the ship. You see it's drifting back and forth there. Next up is the armor. This is probably the weakest part of this ship. Most of the ship, although I mean it looks pretty solid, most of the ship only has a single layer, if you count the corners and edges collectively as a single layer. Most of the ship only has a single layer of armor. Combined with its high silhouette above the waterline, this is going to be a quite fragile ship. It's going to be easy to hit above the waterline, and this armor is not going to stop anything except relatively small caliber HE. To make matters worse, the turrets are quite large, so it's going to be difficult for them to avoid a hit. The guns themselves, we've got 10 guns. That's a somewhat low number for this tournament, considering this is probably most of the resources were spent in the armament. But on the plus side, the guns are individually quite powerful. We've got nearly 300 effective material boxes per cannon, which is just a massive number. A bit too much in my opinion. I'd go with about half that and have more guns instead. The guns do have a limited arc of fire. They are mounted on the staircase, so they're going to have trouble firing behind it. As we've saw a few times, once the ship got into a... once the ship presented the stern to the enemy, only the top gun could fire effectively. The internals of the guns are actually pretty well constructed. If we peek inside here, we've got just a massive number of boxes, and most boxes are connected to pellets as well. But most pellets are connected to 3 or 4 autoloaders, so this is a reasonably efficient internal layout. So overall, good speed, average-ish maneuverability, poor armor, and some pretty big guns. Probably could have done better with more slightly less provisioned guns, but well-constructed guns nonetheless. Unfortunately, this design was eliminated from the tournament before I could review it. But thanks for submitting it, Urban Liner, and I'll see you all next time.